Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Charlemagne. It's a tier 6 French premium cruiser. There's Roux. We got Scott and Kuznetsov on there. That's an older build, but it still checks out. I would maybe tinker with it a little bit. Maybe we'd put Dimitri Dewey on there trying to enhance the AP pen. AP on the French cruisers better than expected, especially at range. You got to be very careful if you're flashing broadside at these guys. They can do a lot of damage. Now, if you're angling against them, then I find the penetration drops off quite a bit. Definitely not as effective against angled targets as, say, American cruisers, British cruisers, or even how I spec out my German cruisers, which are heavily focused on AP penetration. So you can mitigate the AP threat playing against these French cruisers, but you do need to be aware of it. If you're making mistakes, flashing the broadside, and the player that's in the French cruiser knows how strong the AP is, you can get punished. But here we're going to be seeing kind of a flowing cruiser type of a game, and this is why I like the French cruisers, the Japanese cruisers, these cruisers that move around the map and can kind of get into positions, respond to what's going on in the game. It's kind of a rewarding type of a ship for those of the players that are looking at the map, trying to play the game more as a strategy game, more like a board game, and responding to the game overall as opposed to just looking downfield, whatever's in front of you. So the mobility on the French cruisers, it's expected that it's very fast, but only when the speed boost is active. That's when the speed picks up. They're really not as fast as you would think they are. Anyway, what are we doing here? We're moving over here to A. I'm kind of escorted by this other cruiser who's kind of mirroring my thought process. Initially, I was potentially playing wide to the flank. That was kind of pre-responding to a destroyer that moves into A aggressively, spots us potentially, and then maybe as backup from battleships. But here, note on the map, we just see that battleship now that's going from west to east. He did spawn on A. He abandoned his flank negligently. That's a poor play. You never want to abandon the spawn that you spawn on. That's what you're responsible for. But that's what he did. We recognize that. And we're also recognizing we're not getting spotted. And this island that's in front of us, there's like a little crocodile mouth there. Destroyers can spot you through there. So we know, and there was no, nothing was capturing this base until we get on there. So there's multiple clues that we're recognizing suggesting there's no destroyer playing this position aggressively. We saw a battleship disengage on the map, and now we just see this New Orleans here is the first ship spotted. So those are 3, 4, 5 clues, whatever it was, that suggest there's probably no destroyer playing over here. All those clues, as you're recognizing them, promote the idea, get on that base, try and capture that base. Secure the base right off the bat, and you can see that's what we did, and I believe the other cruiser is still in the process of doing that. Yes, so that's good awareness on our part there. Here Fubuki pops up. That's half of the destroyer fleet of the enemy team. So we're gonna pop the sonar there. We should also pop the plane any second here. Shot an AP salvo because that's what we had loaded. You always want to discharge your load, whatever it happens to be, in the direction. And then once they get it all over them, then you switch to HE, finish them off. And then the Bayern chimes in with the secondaries to help us out there. So down goes the destroyer. We got the cap. And the New Orleans is wounded, and he's just kind of back there, and he's not really in a position to threaten the base. So this side, this flank, very successful, in my opinion. And you can make the case, stay over here, finish the New Orleans, wrap up the flank. Okay, I understand that, but I'm also recognizing, we're getting sighted by multiple ships, and I don't think the New Orleans was one of them. Well, we saw a shot from the New Orleans there, so he was one of them, but I'm looking around saying, what are the other ships? Okay, battleships, and we were taking a risk. As long as you're aware that the risk is there, and the risk is pointing the broadside at those battleships downfield, as long as we're aware that what we're doing is dangerous, then we can respond to the fact that we got all those ships targeting us. But that's the beauty of the Ingenious perk, which a lot of people think is a beginner type perk, which is a very cavalier attitude to have. I've played tens of thousands of games, well, 10,000 games or whatever, and I still find it eminently helpful, and it just saved our bacon there. So, the fact that we knew we were broadside of those guys, again, what was I doing? I was kind of taking a risky position trying to help finish that New Orleans off. But we recognized, due to the Ingenious, that we were being targeted by more ships than what was downfield of us, which again was the New Orleans. So, in other words, more than one ship was targeting us. We recognized we had to re-angle, position away from those guys, dodge the shots, and got out of there. And now the flank has been resolved. So, A, the guys that spawned north of A, we did a good job over there, in my opinion. We wrapped it up, we wiped out the threats over there, and we're moving in. But look what's going on the east side of the map. Now, most of my team is concentrated on B, which is cool. We captured one flank, A, and we want to capture the center, but this is a 4-cap map. And we have a home cap that was C, and we have no defense over there. You can see we have 3 grayed out red ships south of C, and as far as we know, at least one of them is most likely pushing into C. So we're going over there, responding there. I don't notice yet at this point in time. Now I just did. I popped the speed boost, but I was going to say, as soon as that consumable was available, maybe I was still formulating my plan in my head when I'm playing the game here. But as soon as we decide, okay, we got to go over there and help support C, then we pop the speed boost. And that's the beauty of these French cruisers. Again, they're not really that fast naturally. You know, you think of French cruisers, you think, wow, that thing's fast. But they're really not that fast until you pop the speed boost. Then you get up in the high 30s, and then you get a little bit of giddy up. But look here, we got a California pinning us down, and I believe it's Bayern or Queen Elizabeth or something behind them as well. So these battleships, in the parlance that I use, I refer to this play as them pinning us down. We want to get to sea. We want to go over there, defend, because we suspect the destroyer should be going over there to capture it. But those battleships preventing us. The fact that I have to go broadside to get into sea, cross those guys, they can both kill me in one shot. So that's a pin. I can't reliably go in the direction that I want to. So that's good positioning from those battleships, at least vis-a-vis my own position, but not vis-a-vis the T-61 who blows him up, and he takes him down, and then Bayern behind him, very low. So the threat of me, or the pressure that's kind of preventing me from going east, which is where I want to go, is being relieved here. And now that both of those battleships, both of those booming threats are removed, now we can go. And because we also saw the destroyer, I don't know if you saw him on the map a moment ago, but he was sighted. Now we know it's a cruiser in sea. So I want to kill the Icarus. I don't have a shot because that island, I'm thinking, sweet, we got 2 destroyers, point blank range at them. 2v1 destroyers, easy fight. All they got to do is shoot their guns. But, you know, take a look at how much health he has there, and then we're going to look back at him again in about 30 seconds. He's going to have roughly the same amount of health, which means they're trying to torp him instead of shoot him. 2 destroyers fighting 1 destroyer should win every single time. Shoot your guns. That's how you do it. You see those torps there? Waste. All you did was dodge them. You lost your teammate, and now I'm getting kind of worried, you know. I think they kill this Icarus here. I think that problem goes away. But initially I was like, come on, guys. You know, this has been a pretty fun game so far. Why you got to do this? But anyway, I think they go ahead and take him out. And in the background, they're going to go ahead and capture B. But we're going to basically be showing down this Nuremberg and an Algerian. Look at the position. Algeria's kind of parked behind that island. I'm pushing in towards him initially. Nuremberg comes up behind him. Now I'm slamming on the brakes. I'm trying to get some broadside shots here, but again, we're talking about penetration on these French cruisers. Not as reliable. Like, if I'm in a New Orleans here, I'm punching that thing for 10,000 damage as salvo because we're ripping the Citadel. But even the Nuremberg, lightly armored Nuremberg, if he's angling like that, we're having trouble punching the Citadel. Now he gets a little gritty. He wants those back guns in, flashes more broadside. Now he's in trouble. That's too much over-angling there. And we're about 45 degrees to him. We're going to tighten that up because we're recognizing we're winning this duel. And now we're going to prevent. You see no damage there when we angled against those shots. Meanwhile, he's still trying to get full salvo. So he's still broadside. We don't mind letting him shoot. We're not in a hurry. Teammates finish him off. Algerie, we're assuming he's probably torping here. I don't even really think that much about the Nuremberg's torps because I think it's pretty low in terms of the range. But now, as soon as we get the torp spotted, I'm like, damn, we're going to hit one, at least maybe 2 of these, which could have sucked. That could have actually probably almost taken us out, if not completely sunk us. But nonetheless, we outranged the torps. Good shot there. We were kind of still too much broadside to him there. He punched through the nose for 5k. That evened it up. If this was a 1v1, that would have been a good opening move for him. But unfortunately, he's 4v1. And he's just going for broke. He's, again, broadside. We're angled. we don't mind taking that back on out of position because we're just protecting ourselves. Meanwhile, he's fully broadside, and it's not going to work because we just kill him with these. So that'll do it for that one, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did like the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel or you're not subscribed, you could consider subscribing. Would appreciate it if you did. Questions, comments, leave them below. I do love to hear from you guys. And see y'all later. Peace.